Hello everybody and welcome back, and right now let us see how we can actually make our file or our reverse shell to be an image, or not to be an image, to actually open an image once a target double clicks it. So we want to make a reverse shell that actually can open an image as soon as it is clicked on. So let us see how we can do that. Now on my USB drive I have right here this image right here, .jpg, and we will try to make our target execute the reverse shell and also open this image at the same time. So let us see how we can do that. We can simply do that by going into our reverse shell.py, but let me just remove all of these screenshots from the previous video, also dist -r and also build -r. So we should only have these two files, and let us go into the reverse shell.py. Now we need to import something called sys. Now since we already did import it, this is where we are going to use it right now. So let me just see, we need to go all the way down right here. And what we want to do is right after we actually call the registry function, we want to create basically a file which will store the image that we will actually plug into our reverse shell. Now how do we do that? Well, basically what we want to type right here, so we want to type here name, which will be the name of our file, and we will use a regular path to the sys underscore me ipass, which basically creates a temporary folder which will store this image. And we can call it, we actually need to call it the same as the name of the image. So let me just plug in my USB drive, since I will need my image in order to compile it with the program. So open files, we find the image itself. And what we want to do is I want to move this image to the folder where I have my server and reverse shell. So I will just copy the dragon to the root, Python programs, and then reverse. And then I can exit this since I have it right there. But actually I just need to also, I need to also copy the file of that image. So Python reverse ls, and just copy the file, the name of the image that you want to use, copy it like this. Now I can close it, and then you paste it right here, and then you add the additional double quotes. So you need to add this right here. This will use a temporary PyInstaller folder with the name of the image itself. So it will store it right there, and as soon as target opens it, it will open this path right here. So what we want to do is actually open that path so the target opens the image. So we do that with the subprocess.popen, and we want to open the name, which is the path, this path with this image right here, and we want to type here regularly shell equals true. Then we close this, accept, and here you can basically just type here any code you want. For example, I don't know, number equals 3. Now this is just some part of the code which doesn't really matter, so this will do if the code before doesn't work, and let's say addition equals number plus number 1. Now this is basically, you can just type here anything you want. I just typed here this. This can also help in preventing some antiviruses, since they can basically notice there are some regular functions in there. Now this is just not really that good of a function, but I just coded anything for the except rule. So if the opening of the image doesn't work, it will just perform this and it will continue with the regular connection. So right now, basically all we need to do is compile the program so it can actually contain the image itself, and when it prints the image into this directory right here, it will then open the image with this command. So this is all we need to specify right now. Let us Ctrl O, exit this, and let us try and see how we can actually compile this with this image right here. So let us use wine root .wine drive C python scripts pyinstaller.exe, and what we want to do right now is add the data. Now this we can do with this command right here, so --add -data, and under the double quotes we need to specify the path to the image that we want to add. In my case it is root python programs reverse and then the dragon.jpg, and it will close the quotes. Now before you close the quotes, there are some syntax for PyInstaller, so you need to add, before the second quote closed, you need to add the comma and dot. Let me just find it. Where is it? Here it is, so this comma and dot, and you also need to add the dot after it. So you need to have this at the end. Let me zoom it in so you can see it even better. So this is something that you need to have before ending the command. Right now let me zoom out since this is too big. We want to add the regular things such as one file and no console. And right now if I compile this program, it should have, let me just see, PyInstaller, too few arguments. Not really sure what it means by too few arguments. Let me just check it out right here. Add data, root Python programs, okay. One file, no console. Not really sure why it says too few arguments. Let's try to actually delete this. Maybe this is something that we need to specify right after we plug in the icon. For now on, let us just use this. Invalid add data or binary value. Let's try with this. I'm not really sure if I remember the syntax correctly. Okay, so let me just try it like this then. Wine, root, drive C, everything is good. pyinstaller.exe, add data, then the path, then the dot right here. I believe that is the syntax. If it is not, I will have to check it out. One file, and then no console. Okay, so this doesn't seem to work. Now we will try to make it work with the icon as well. So I will just add the icon to the file. Now in order for you to create the icon, in order for you to make the icon of a program, just go to your Firefox. Maybe that is something that we need to specify. I was going to do that in the next video, but we can do it right now as well. So go to the website called https://convert ico.com/jpg to ico. So it will lead you to this website where you can upload an image, and what this will do is it will create the ico file, or basically the icon for your image. So we can click right here to upload it. Let's click right here. Let's go to the root, then go to the Python programs where my image is, reverse, and upload this image. And then we can, okay, so it finished. So you just click here on the right side, it will be the icon which is created from your image. You just click this arrow right here, so download this icon, and it will download the icon for us. We want to save it, then we want to check out in which directory it is, so we can use it in our command. We can see that it is in the downloads directory, so we will specify that path once we specify the icon option in our pyinstaller command. So we know that it is in the downloads directory. we go back to here. So we use the same command as before that didn't work, so just specify add data and then this with the dot and comma and then dot after it, then one file, then no console, and after that you want to specify dash dash icon and then the path to the icon, which is root downloads, and then the name of the icon itself. Now I just noticed that the reason why this didn't work is because we didn't even specify the file that we want to actually compile. It didn't have anything to do with the icon, so you didn't have to do this part. All you had to do after the no console part is just type here reverse shell.py. But since we already did this, let's continue with it. We have the icon saved in the downloads folder, which is the icon for our file, and right now after it we want to just specify the name of the file that we want to compile. So we have everything specified, and if I just click here enter, it will start compiling our program while adding the image and also adding the icon for our program. So you will see that we will have a program that will have the icon of the image and that will also open the image itself once we actually click or double click it on our PC. But since we do not want it to open the image every time, so for example, once we create the persistence, we do not want to make image open. That's why we coded this part right here. So py. That's why we coded it to open the image in the lower part if this OS location doesn't exist, which means that this is running the first time, which means it should open the image. Now any other time that this is running at a startup after the reboot, it should not open the image, and it will not open the image since this part of the code is only under these circumstances right here. So every time after the first time, this image will not be opened anymore by the target, which is good. So right now what we want to do first of all, in order to see if the image opens correctly, we want to first delete the first file from our app data and then go to roaming, and then if I just type here, let me just show you there, and delete the backdoor.exe. I will exit this program since I need to also delete this in the registry, so just type here run, then reg edit, OK. It will ask for administrative password, and what I want to do is just delete this backdoor, so delete it. Deleting will, are you sure you want to permanently delete this value? Yes. Now make sure to not delete anything else, since deleting the wrong thing can actually make your computer crash and your Windows not work anymore, so be careful while using the registry edit. So all we have to do right now is run our program. First of all, we will run the server, listening for incoming connections. Then what we want to do is actually copy from another terminal the executable to the media root Kali. Once we copy it there, we want to exit this terminal, we want to unplug the USB device, enlarge this,